politics aside, deal with it from a technical standpoint or from a professional standpoint. When you marry the two, I'll tell you, elections is all about addition, subtraction, and division. You go into it with the aim of adding to yours by either taking it from your opponent. Your worst case scenario, when you do your math and you realize that, okay, I'm not going to win this constituency, these people are going to get this. You know what? Let me compromise this. So you divide it. That's the strategy. That's the technical point of election. Any strategist will tell you if you decide to delve into it. If you go further, you will get to understand that Senate elections is all about numbers. It is not the euphoria, so on and so forth. Any technical person will tell you it's all about numbers. When the EC is announcing the result, he doesn't say Ezu, Eza, or MPP, whatever. The EC will tell you that it is 3,437,000, blah, 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 or 6 million. So it's all about figures. And that has always been my focal point when it comes to politics. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, am I adding to mine? Am I taking from my opponent? Or am I compromising or neutralizing? That's the bottom line. Now, with this background, following how the NPP started when they came to office, they quickly went into NIA, and then they moved to National Electoral Commission, taking out Madame Shelter. Say, clearly, some of us, we knew that, okay, they are all about the next election. We knew it from the get-go. And therefore, monitoring every event that has brought us where we are, clearly, I will tell you, these people, one way or the other, they are achieving their results. They are doing things that a lot of people might think that, oh, we shall overcome. Oh, it's one of those things. I will tell you, it is not one of those things. They are taking out the numbers. They are subtracting from their opponents. That is what they are doing. That is exactly what they are doing. When this whole argument came, I said a couple of times that don't look at persons like Freddie Blade. Don't look at persons like Samuel Oku. Don't look at persons like John Boydu and Kennedy Japan. There are technical smart team behind the NPP doing this, and they are advising the party. So let us also go behind the scenes and then reason like the way those people are reasoning and be able to stop them in their tracks. There were those who felt that this is politics as usual. I said, okay, let's leave it and see where we're going. Today, reading what you just said, how does this make sense? If Madame EC has made all these claims, credibility, consistency, integrity of the register on and on and on and on, and then you come and then you introduce a system that is even inferior to what you came to meet, then what's the point? What is the point? What it clearly tells us is this, that when the system that they have is not real time, they are standalone. Standalone basically means is that it's like they have the BVRs. It's not connected to any database at the headquarters or anything, where immediately you enter sender's details, it quickly runs to the mainframe. That is what it means. That is not what they are using. They are standalone. So those machines serve as the database or the service. Sorry if I'm being technical here. Now they have to take these systems and connect it to their main database and then reconcile. Now with Bio, when you do that, it automatically deletes. It will detect and then delete itself. And the main ones, for example, if I register 3 times and then my system is inputted into the main database, it will delete the 2 and leave 1. You don't need to delete me. The system will take care of itself. So for the AC boss to say that they will determine what to do and they are going to delete the names and these people will not get the opportunity to vote, that is a clear sign of disenfranchising people in a deliberate manner. Because if you have a robust system, Bio will take care of itself. If I did it 5 times, it will take 4 and leave 1. So even when the person gets there, his name will appear 1. When the person decides to go and vote at the other place, it will detect that and will not be given opportunity. And then you can arrest the person at that level because the person has voted here and he attempted to vote there. And look at the excuse that he gave. As if, excuse my French, people are stupid. Oh, they might be, because we clustered it, they decided to go there and register. And then when we moved to the other side, they decided to go there as well. And how? How is that possible? Are you thinking that these people can't think, they don't understand what is going on? And even if that is the basis, who should be held responsible? If you clustered it and people went there to vote, to register, and then you moved it to a different level and it attracted people to go there and register, who is supposed to be held responsible? Somebody didn't do the due diligence. If you had done your work well, probably it wouldn't have happened in the first place. So why would you punish people for your inability to show competence and consistency with regards to your work? And you have the nerve to say this to Daily Graphic that you are going to delete their names. You cannot delete their names. You see, but at the end of the day, it still boils down to the decision that the NDC would have to make. How the NDC would respond to this. It doesn't make sense. If these people, if the names are going to be deleted without their knowledge, without them getting the opportunity to clear and even attest that it is them or otherwise, and then on election day, they get there and they are being told that you can't vote because you did double registration. How? Who tells whether what you're saying is the truth or otherwise? Who has seen the data that you have? The EC has that makes that conclusion. So it tells us that the grand scheme of disenfranchising people is still at work. What I said earlier, that they want to decide whose name should be on the voters register, who can vote and who cannot vote, is what it is at play. That is exactly what they are doing. They are reconciling their numbers. They are checking. They are checking the numbers, and they are frustrated, and they will use every juju and tricks to make sure that they get their way through. But the decision is on the NDC. The decision is on the NDC to challenge this to the core from a technical standpoint. Let's not do politics with this issue. Let's not do politics with this issue. This issue has to do with everything about life, about property, about the destiny of Ghana. And if the NDC is trusted, or the NDC is the party that people believe that they can correct things, the NDC should show leadership in this instance. That's the reason I'm saying that probably we would want to hear from our head of IT, because from a technical standpoint, from an IT-based point, it doesn't make sense, sir. What it means is that they are manipulating the system.
Okay.
They are not allowing them to go out on a default way of the way it's been structured or customized to perform. What it means is that things are being done manually. That is what it means. So we have to be extremely careful.
What you want to hear?
A lot of people will be disenfranchised with the excuse that they would not have the opportunity to clear themselves, and no one can attest or witness that indeed these people did voters double registration.
So you are looking for some response. You are looking for some response from any of the other parties involved, indicating whether or not this is the system. This is how they understand the system is supposed to work.
Exactly, because that's what the EC boss is saying. The deputy EC boss is saying. Okay, and from a technical standpoint, it doesn't make sense. It will override, it will delete, it will truncate, it will see that this thing has appeared there, it will automatically take one out of, and you'll be left with the original one, or whichever the system will consider as original. So you don't even need to even broadcast this. The system will take care of itself. So this is...
I have a favorite quotation that I like to use when it comes to systems development, application systems. Everything fails all the time. And that is a quotation from Werner Vogels, who is the Chief Technical Officer for Amazon Web Services. So everything does fail, but you need to talk about the scale of failure. When we talk of duplications, it means that, for example, if I go to register at Penny and I give my name as Jibreal Hamanu, I'm so and so years old, and I get a voter card, and from there I move to another polling station and register my name as Agbasi Hamanu. It's the same person. Unless the voter, the registration officers are able to use any means to tell whether I've already registered, they cannot tell that because Agbasi Hamanu and Jibreal Hamanu are two different people, basically, if you put it that way. So when we upgrade to a biometric data system, the reason why we do that is to use technology to reduce the level of duplication. So we talk about fingerprints. We know that every human being has a unique fingerprint. There are no two people that have the same fingerprints. So when we use that, if we have a system in place that uses the fingerprint to determine uniqueness of a person, then there is no way I can go to one police station and say I'm Jibreal Hamanu, go to another and say I'm Jibreal Agbasi, go to another and say I'm Agbasi Hamanu, because at all these polling stations, my fingerprints will all point to the fact that this fingerprint has already been captured. The next thing is that this current registration that is going on, in addition to fingerprint, the EC told us they are going to do facial verification using so facial verification depends on your face, your pupils, your eyes, and your lips, and all that. And though there are issues with that, if you compare facial verification to fingerprint verification, which one is more reliable? It is a known fact also that no two human beings have the same facial data points. So if I go look in the camera and you take a picture of my face, including my eyeballs, my lips, my nose, and all that, there is no possibility that there will be another human being on the earth with the same exact, attributes. So given the fact that we are using fingerprints, we are taking 10 fingerprints of everybody who registers. We are taking facial data of everybody who registers. If somebody comes to tell you that after doing all this, we still have duplicates, that should raise a lot of questions. And that's what Arnold respectfully was referring to. That raises a lot of questions. It means that one critical question we can ask is, are we really doing biometric registration, or are we still doing the 1992 type of voter registration where you just go, mention your name, give your address, and go? That is the question. So, in effect, if this current register, which is supposed to have the best security features, the best form of architecture to prevent duplicate registrations and all that, still comes out to say that we have duplicate registrations in there, so we are going to delete them and all that, that's respectfully, I think it's a subtle lie. It's something that we as a party, of course, I know the IT department director of the party is going to look into. It doesn't add up. It doesn't just make sense. So truthfully, we are either not doing a true biometric voter registration, or there are additional manual registration processes going on. And you know that within the last few weeks, there have been situations where electoral officers were caught registering people off hours in their homes, people taking machines and registering and all that. So to answer your question, this issue of duplicate, names in the voter register is simply not tenable. It's not something that should happen if we are truly doing a true biometric registration, employing fingerprints and facial data attributes.